Hello and welcome to the Ellen Made Book Club. Today we're gonna go book shopping. To be exact, I'm going thrifting for books today. The first location is pretty big and they have lots of different things in this warehouse kind of building. The book section is basically 2 aisles, just like this one, and then there is a smaller bookshelf on the end where all of the foreign language literature is, meaning all the books that are not in Swedish. Most of these are in English. If you can see any titles that you think I should have bought, please let me know and I will see if they are still there the next time I go. I did manage to find a thriller, a short story collection, and a memoir that sounded really interesting to me. Here's me trying not to embarrass myself too much in the thrift store, and this dog that they put among the many pots in unusable sizes. In the next location they only had these 2 bins of books, and these are in Swedish and English and other languages all mixed together. There were 2 layers of books and my neck hurt pretty bad after going through all of these. But I did find 4 books that I decided to buy. The third location has a pretty big section for books, but not a lot to choose from in English. The bookshelf in the middle here has all of the foreign language books, and the top 2 shelves are the books in English. This was a pretty good selection for this store. They usually have about 10 to 20 books in English, I would say, but this time they had over 40 books. They also had a little basket on a table where I found a couple of interesting titles. That was pretty successful, I would say. There were 5 thrift stores that I would have liked to go to, and I only got to 4 of them. And in the last one I had like 5 minutes to look because they were closing, and the last one I didn't get to because they had already closed. I think I found a pretty good mix of things. Nothing that I had like on my list, but definitely a few authors that I would like to try, and a classic and well-known authors, and a couple of them in English, so that was pretty good. I didn't get any clips from the last one because the memory thing on my phone is full, so, and I didn't want to bring this like camera thing into the thrift store 5 minutes before closing, no. So now I need to go to the grocery store and then go home, I think, and I will show you all of the books there, maybe this evening or maybe tomorrow or another day. I decided to stop by the lake on the way home, and I'm glad I did because the sunset there was beautiful. Okay, so it is the next day and I'm back home. I've been working for a while, had some lunch, and now I have a coffee, and I just want to talk about the books that I bought and show you everything that I found. There were 5 thrift stores that I would like to have gone to yesterday, and I managed to go to 3 of them. I'm having difficulty with math lately, just counting in general. I didn't plan on buying lots of books. I just wanted to see what they had. The selections aren't usually very big, so you have to go in every once in a while and see what's new. But I actually came away with 11 books in total. I had planned on maybe like 2 or 3. I spent $15 for 11 books, which I think is pretty good, and I think I came away with some great finds. I've tried to find some categories among these books, but I just can't. So let's just go in the order of publication. And so I will start with the oldest one, which came out in 1861, and that is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I don't really know much about this story at all. It's about an orphan named Pip But that's, I've never read this and I don't really know the story of it, even though it's a classic. And I don't read a lot of classics, but I just, I saw it and I figured, why not buy it? It's $1. So, if and when I want to read some classics, I at least have great expectations. Yeah. Let's see which one is next. The next one was first published in 1987, and it is Eva Luna by Isabel Allende. I keep saying Allende, that's probably wrong, but sorry. This is her third novel, and I do have, let's see, House of Spirits as well. I think that both of these covers are kind of ugly, but at least they match. They're perfectly matched. They have the same ugly font on the back, and yeah, none of them are very pretty. So, but that's fine. Did I say anything what that was about? I probably didn't. So from what I can understand from the synopsis, this is about a girl called Eva Luna who finds herself alone at 6 years old, but she has a gift of storytelling. It starts with a quote from 1001 Nights. What's it called? Arabian Nights, about Sherazade. So I guess, there's some storytelling element in this. Also some magical realism, I think. And yeah, I'm just happy to have a pair in this collection. The next book I got was The Days of Abandonment by Elena Ferrante. This came out in 1999, I think. And this is about a woman called Olga, and she is left by her husband. So she finds herself alone with their 2 children and has to figure out life from there. I don't really know much more about the story. And I've never read anything by Elena Ferrante before. I have My Brilliant Friend by her. And yeah, it's a pen name. So the author is anonymous. So nobody knows who Elena Ferrante is. But, I haven't read anything by Elena Ferrante, whoever they are. Now we're getting into the 2000s. Let's see. Next up, we have 3 Wishes by Leanne Moriarty, which was published in 2003. This is about 3 twin sisters who turn 33, and their, different lives and their relationship to each other. So their marriages and careers and stuff like that. And there also seems to be some secrets and some things being said that maybe shouldn't have been said. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I have read books by her before. So I have read Big Little Lies and also 9 Perfect Strangers. And I enjoyed both of those. I prefer Big Little Lies, but that's probably because I saw the show and it's, a whole different thing. But yeah, looking forward to that. I'm forgetting my coffee. The next book was first published in 2007, and it is a memoir. It is Escape by Carolyn Jessup. I had never heard of this particular book before, but I find the topic very interesting. Any kind of cult or fundamentalist religious group fascinates me. And yeah, I just think that's really interesting to sort of see how humans form these groups and how life evolves in them and how power is abused and how people manage to finally break free from them, which is what Carolyn did at age 35, it says. On the front here it says, at the age of 18, Carolyn Jessup was forced to marry a 50-year-old stranger and religious cult member. She became one of 6 wives and bore him 8 children in 15 years. When the cult started preaching death and destruction, she knew and her children had to escape. I would really like to read more memoirs, and this is exactly the kind of topic that I find super interesting. So I'm very happy I found this. Next, let's see, that was 2007, and then I think the next one would have to be The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I have seen the first movie, probably the second, I can't remember, but I've never read these. And I don't know, I just, I found it. It was $1. Why not? Fun to have, I think. I don't think I need to explain this a lot. It's a dystopian kind of adventure novel where these kids are forced to participate in these Hunger Games and like fight to the death kind of thing. I enjoyed the movie and I hope that the book is good too. Do I need to say anything else? I don't think so. The next one came out in 2013 and it is Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This one was shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2014. I have read Purple Hibiscus by her before, but I've never read this one, so I was really happy to find it. And it's in English, so that was a bonus. It's about a couple in Nigeria who have to leave their country because of a military dictatorship, and so she goes to America and has to find her way there and suddenly be confronted with race issues, and he can't come to America post 9/11, so he finds himself in the UK, and then they sort of meet up and have to make some kind of decision. I'm not really sure. I'm really looking forward to reading this at some point. And apart from all the stickers, I really like that cover. Next up, I have two books that were published in 2014. The first one is The Assassination of Margaret Thatcher by Hilary Mantel. I didn't know what this was, but I recognized her name. And then I looked her up and I saw that she wrote Wolf Hall, which I have been eyeing. Which I had never heard of before booktube. So I don't know, that was why is that flapping about up there? This is upside down. And it's a lot prettier, like just like that. I love it when they just have like the text in gold and then it's just black. I think that looks really nice. Anyways, now it's right side up. It also says on the front that Hilary Mantel is twice winner of the Man Booker Prize. Hilary Mantel is the author of 14 books, including A Place of Greater Safety, Beyond Black, and the memoir Giving Up the Ghost. Her two most recent novels, Wolf Hall and its sequel, Bring Up the Bodies, have both been awarded the Man Booker Prize, an unprecedented achievement. So, yeah, I think the cover is very striking, and it just sounded like a weird collection of short stories. The font is super big. Yeah, and like I've mentioned before, I'm curious to try short stories, and this is just another one that I can add to my collection of weird short stories. And yeah, I'm gonna have to get to one of these soon and see if I like them before I continue buying even more. But yeah, this one was a fun find. The other book that was also from 2014 is this one by a Greek-Swedish author called Theodor Kallifatides. And I don't know what this title would be in English. I don't think it's translated. It's called With the Coolness of Their Lips, kind of. It's said on Goodreads that it's set in, I think, Sweden, Greece, Sri Lanka, Australia, and then Sweden again. So it's about Elena, who was born in 1932 in a Greek village with 9 churches. After the German occupation during the Second World War and the Civil War, she marries her teacher Dionys. And then they are forced to leave their country and go first to Australia, and then they come to Sweden. And she paints icons, which is why the cover looks like this, I guess. I just thought that cover was super, super pretty, and I could not resist buying it because of all of that. I think there's like romance in this, and I don't know, he's a very like well-known and appreciated author in Sweden. And this has been read, I would say. There's a quote on the back here that says this was the novel of the season, and it's about love, romantic love, love for your children, and love for Greece, and that nobody can combine the Swedish sort of melancholy with the like pulse or like zest for life, the Greek zest for life, like this author. And it also says, I become happy by reading this novel. I don't know. I'm curious to try it. I've never read anything by him before, so that will be a first. And if nothing else, it's super pretty. Okay, I only have 2 left now. Let's see which one is the newest one. So the last 2 were both published in 2021. And I guess I'm gonna go with this one first. This is While Justice Sleeps by Stacey Abrams. This is a political, legal mystery thriller, and it's also the first of a series. I don't know if there will be a lot of books in this series, but there is one more title out already. So if I like this, there's at least one more. On the back it says, when Avery Keene steps foot in the White House, she has no idea that danger awaits or that she will be the one to unearth a conspiracy. But not everyone wants the secrets of Washington to come out, and soon Avery is not only fighting for the truth, she's fighting for her life. I think that sounds exciting and a good addition to this mix of books. Yeah, I also looked Stacey Abrams up on Goodreads, where I find all of my information these days. So it says she is an American author and politician in Georgia. She is known for her work as a voting rights activist. And in addition to her writing career, she's also recognized for her memoir, Lead from the Outside. And I also think she had a pen name, like she's written more books under a different name. So she seems to have written quite a few books. So if I like this, that's good news. The thing that sold me on this book was a quote from the inside here, and it says, "Brilliant and mesmerizing, Abrams follows in Dan Brown's footprints with this masterfully plotted thriller." That's all I need to know. Thank you. And then last but not least, we have the other book also published in 2021, and it is The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. And I have been seeing a lot of people on BookTube mentioning Kristen Hanna, and I know she wrote The Women, which is pretty recent, I think. But I have never heard of her before, never read anything by her. And then I saw this, and I can't resist the gold. This is a Swedish translation, and it says on the front that it is outstanding, and that it's about family bonds, perseverance, and female friendship and strength. And that sounds like something that I would very much enjoy. It's set in 1929, and there is a woman called Elsa, and she moves or something. Right, she's unmarried at 25, and so the future is looking bleak. So she has to make a bold decision, and she moves, and then it's 1934, and she is in Texas, and there is a natural disaster, I guess. There's like a drought or something like that. There's drought and storms, and so sand blowing everywhere, which sounds absolutely horrible. And yeah, I'm really curious to try Kristen Hanna as a writer and see if I like this story. And yeah, I think that, you know, that's the beauty of finding books at the thrift store, and you can try out new authors without having to pay lots of money, and you still get, you know, a nice little book for like $1. That's fantastic. So yeah, I tried to keep it a little bit quicker today, so we're not here for an hour. Yeah, we were actually. Okay, oops. Okay, so that was my haul. I think it was a pretty good mix of different genres and different time periods, different types of stories, thrillers, classics, short stories, lots of different things. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. Let me know if you have read any of these authors or any of these books, if you enjoyed them or not. And if you saw any other books in the thrift store that I should have bought. Yeah, talking to you in the comments is always the best part of these, you know, making these videos. So I will talk to you more there. And other than that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Why am I so weird? Hello and welcome to the Ellen Made Book Club. I have to sneeze. Whoa.